Hey everyone, this is the latest Frozen Ice Castle from LEGO. It's not the first that they've made, and it's not even the first that I personally have reviewed, but it is by far the largest. There are no camera tricks going on right here. This thing is right here with me. It is literally this large. We'll get into that a little bit. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to show you the very top of the Spire here. I got this because I personally liked the thing. It just really grabbed my eye in a number of ways for the parts and the design, and I wanted to share it with all of you because of that. However, I personally don't really know or care much at all about the Frozen franchise itself, just being honest with you there, so I'm not going to be able to point out every single interior reference and everything and talk about accuracy that much, but I can definitely come at this from the perspective of a LEGO fan. There are no side builds using up pieces in this set, but there are a number of figures, and I'll show you all of these up close later on. A lot of the pieces used, especially on the front, are not your normal trans light blue. They are the iridescent or opalescent, translucent light blue, slightly milky and slightly glittery, with a little bit of metallic sheen in there, a little bit of polychromatic effect as well. As you can see, a little bit of the pink or purple depending upon the angle that the light hits this. This also has some relatively new pieces like these 2 brick tall corner notched slope pieces. They also reuse some existing pieces that were good in just the regular trans light blue, but you can pretty clearly see all the parts that are that translucent color with the glitter in them. And again, depending upon exactly how the light hits, you'll see a little bit more of the glitter, or you'll see a little bit more of the shift into the purple color. Depending upon, actually, if you have a little bit of light going through there, you'll see a little bit of yellowishness as well, which is not my favorite thing. I don't like right there, you can see a little bit of yellowishness just from how light transmits through it. But overall, the effect is one of absolute beauty. I really, really find this to be a majestic looking thing. It looks very fanciful in a good way. It looks very creative. It looks very unreal, surreal. Again, all in good ways. You can see if you recognize LEGO pieces a lot, you can see that these are relatively new parts as wedge plates go back here, the ones that come to a point. Also, this set does have quite a significant sticker sheet, and that sticker sheet is itself iridescent, has the kind of metallic rainbow sparkle effects to it that I personally like quite a lot. But if you hate stickers, you may have a little bit of trouble with some parts of this set. So far, the stuff that we see on the front for the most part doesn't use stickers, except right here, that's a sticker. Right here on this balcony, which also uses the translucent pieces with the glitter built in. It's not just a coating, it's actually built into the plastic. Got a couple stickers there. And then down here, most importantly, the entrance uses those stickers. Now this just opens up. There's no special mechanism like on an earlier version of this. It just opens up normally. The staircase here doesn't have any studs on it, so it's a little bit difficult to get figures to stay there unless the surface that you're on is completely solid. So if you got a hardwood table and it's not going to be moving very much, you're on a hard surface or something on a ground floor, then it's no problem to pose figures here. But you will have trouble keeping figures standing on this surface if you have any sort of vibration. Just wanted to point that out, and I hope that LEGO will do more in the future to ensure that there are studded bases, studded surfaces for all figures to sit or stand on. There are a bunch of these 5-sided tiles throughout. You can see some of them even cascaded back here that are, again, using that nice translucent material. And the lighter color, so you can, not the white, but the lighter blue that is opaque, is the light aqua color. That's not too uncommon, but I think that it's used to pretty good effect throughout this. There's also, interestingly, some Technic building that's involved in the frame of this to ensure that it will keep itself together. You may have seen that just a little bit through here. Like there's a giant, very, very long Technic lift arm inside here, but it's covered up pretty well. And it's even in an unusual color for Technic parts. It's medium azure, so it doesn't show up that much. I appreciate that. They have the engineering and the structure, but it doesn't detract from the appearance of the whole thing. I'll go ahead and bring this all the way around to the back. The staircase is a pretty beautiful thing. We'll look at a couple of the details inside as well. This is also built with a lot of Technic foundation, so the light aqua pieces that form the bases of each step are Technic lift arms, and they're connected with Technic pins going all the way up. Ultimately get connected with some transferal over, or some interface over to just regular brick-based stuff. And once again, these stairs do not have any studs on them, so posing a figure is more for playtime, I'd say, than display time, because for display, they'll slide off easily. Each of these stair tops is thankfully done. Where's my focus? Where's my focus? There we go. There's my focus. Is done with a 1x4 tile with, again, that beautiful iridescent, opalescent piece. I keep saying coralescent. So here you can see a little bit of the nice shine of that sticker sheet that I like, and it's also a little bit polychromatic. You can see a little bit of rainbow effect shows up in there, including right here for the base of the fountain. The fountain uses a combination of that really pretty color and just regular translight blue stuff to make it look a little bit extra crystalline, I would say. That's pretty cool. And also up above, there's the ice chandelier, which only uses regular light blue, which makes it also look more crystally. And I like that look, but having a combination, going back and forth between this and the relatively new, relatively fancier color, I think provides even more variation so that it doesn't all just look like one thing. The grand piano build back here is super nice. Let me pull that out. It's just sitting there, but it's done with primarily the white color, but it's really nice. It's small. It's very compact, and I appreciate that, because I like when Lego makes things that are to a reasonable scale. You can make some really nice looking stuff with lots and lots of pieces. It's actually more difficult to make things that are small and better scaled to figures. The next level up has the throne, which is itself done pretty nicely, and again, not too large, uses a combination of the different types of materials that we've talked about up to this point. And there are some stickers in the background, again using that exact same sticker sheet, so all the stickers in this set do have that metallic effect. Got a couple of ice skates over to the right, the nice mural, the nice regular light blue colored minifig hand compatible heart crystal there. Got the small model over here on the side, the bust. This is a relatively rare these days ship in a bottle piece. It's printed. It's the same one that Lego has had for quite some time, but they haven't used it in a whole lot of sets, especially recently. The map there, and I think that's the very first time. Is it the first time? Maybe not. It's the first time that I personally have gotten the dual molded hourglass with a realistic color for the sand. It's just tan on the inside. The next level up has the bed, and this is actually a little bit cramped. There's enough of a balcony here to where you can pose figures around this, but you can lay a figure inside, but it's not really a proper bed room, right? It's like a bed nook, and of course there's no suggestion of how to get up there. That's understandable. You'd have to have a whole lot added to this to provide extra stairs and such. I always prefer to have something that you can physically see and interact with to get minifigures to move around a structure, but I understand the compromise and why those often are missing. Just this spacing here, the destination itself is, it feels kind of cramped to me. Next level up, you got a cupboard here, or a closet. Uses, again, stickers on the outside. That opens up. There's just the picture inside, and that's it. You can use this to store some additional things like Snowgies, for example, that are easy to lose if you don't connect them to studded spaces that are kind of safe from accidental brushing with fingers and such. And at the very top, I think this is a new print for the puffin for Olaf, if I remember correctly. Last but not least, at the very top is this spire that I haven't been able to show you until just now because it doesn't even fit in my studio space. The whole thing is just too tall, so I had to pull the top of the castle off to show you this. It's actually a nice final detail up there, a little bit difficult to see with everything being so bright behind and me having to actually take a little bit of my studio apart just ever so slightly to get this to work. But this is a fairly simple build, but it gives you that nice final spire that, just puts a proper cap on everything, and I like it. Amongst the figures, there are two versions of Elsa here, and I wanted to show you before I get up real close to them, the tails, the cape pieces that are included here. So this one has the large kind of sequin, micro sequin look, also iridescent sparkles all over it, and this is all one piece that's just printed or imprinted on that one side. The other side is just a regular medium blue color. And then this is the coronation version, which has the dark magenta color. And it's interesting because the raised printing on this one is like a rose gold, and it also has a little bit of iridescence to it and some nice metallic shine, like a little bit of glitteriness. So that's pretty deluxe. Up close, those prints are really good. For the faces, for the torsos, for the leg or dress pieces, the production work is very nice. I like that. What is that metallic? It's like a metallic medium blue for the one on the left. Again, just the production work is very solid. The lines are very crisp. The skin tone for around the neck area on the one on the left is opaque enough. The worst thing is just the borderline between the very light blue here and the black, because that's actually printed for the sleeves. It's not dual molded, which makes sense, because if those were dual molded like that, they would be a little bit fragile. It would snap easily right there. But this side is done better. Just this one over here, it has a little bit of blurriness, but overall, these are fantastically well designed and well produced. Each of the hair pieces, notice the faces are different slightly. Each of the hair pieces has two holes, one on top, one on the back, to attach a miniature accessory. Pretty good stuff. Then here are Anna and Kristoff. Kristoff looks kind of funny because his head looks extra big compared to the size of the body. Just the proportions for that figure don't work out quite as well, I think. Just personal opinion. But once again, the production work is very good on these. Obviously, Anna has a snowball in her hand. The printing for the shoes or boots there is very nice. It's very fine little filigree style detail. Kristoff has the lantern that he's holding. And notice that this cape piece is the softer, more modern style of material, which is good. I like that. It flows nicely. And it's a special cut to make it look wind blown. It's also slightly serrated along the bottom edge, so it's a little bit more deluxe stuff. Pretty well done here with both, with the exception of the proportions, like I said, for his big old noggin. This version of Olaf is done in a way that I had not seen before. This is completely foreign to me personally, with the use of just regular mini doll arms in dark brown there, which works really, really well. The proportions there for those, arms made of sticks is pretty perfect. And then the body is all one piece. The head is mostly one piece, with the exception of the unicorn horn there. That's done in just a plain orange color. And again, the production work here I think is very good. That is a mini peg hole there for the top button, so you could attach something like one of these flowers or some other small accessory. And then I don't know if this is the first time we've gotten this piece. It was used as a Minions hair piece, and as one other thing, I think we've gotten it in black and tan. I'm not sure if this is the first time we've gotten it in dark brown, but I'm pretty happy with all of this. Depending upon what you're used to, what your expectations are, you may find this to be odd for something from Lego, but I think that for the source material and for the world of mini dolls, this works out well. Also in this set is a generous helping of these Snowgies, 4 of them officially included, and you're going to see just a little bit of extra. Those are BB-8 head pieces, just in plain white, and then each of these is a Technic ball end piece, just printed. I think that's a new print, but again, I haven't followed this series, so I may be mistaken on that. But these are done well enough. I'm surprised they gave us this many. The sticker sheet was large and intimidating, but beautiful. I mean, it had even more of that very 80s iridescent rainbow sheen and shine to it when all the stickers were on it. I feel like just hanging on to this piece because it's official Lego stuff and maybe cutting out some custom ones for something in the future. It's kind of special. I like the finish a lot. Finally, the leftover parts include lots of great things, from the white 1/2 thickness Technic bushing to these little 1x1 pyramid pieces in the trans light blue, and extra crystalline trans light blue crown piece, regular crown piece, 2 of the Snowgie heads, 1 extra of these, an extra of that, I believe, new color of the hairpiece that was used for Olaf. And this is the first time I've seen this piece, which is new for 2021, in just a plain white. They used these for the legs for the piano, and there's other stuff as well. This is really nice. In spite of the fact that I like this set a lot, especially the pieces, I do feel like the price of $200 US is a bit steep for this. It's just my feeling. Looking at the price to part ratio and stuff like that, and considering how many large pieces are here and how many of the parts have that special finish and everything, I get it. You know, from an objective perspective, I can see how Lego could price it that way. But ultimately, you turn it around the back, the second level is pretty decent up here. The upper levels are pretty minimal. And then the main interior space, what's behind all this, has that really nice staircase and not much else. You know, a little fountain, a little miniature grand piano build is nice and all, but there's not a whole lot going on here in terms of detail. Most of what you get is the majesty of the height, the verticality, the color blocking, and those special, delicious colors. Now, I am not unhappy to have paid what I feel was a premium price for this, because if I had just gone to Lego Bricks and Pieces to order the pieces individually that I want, or waited for people to part these out on Bricklink, I would not have gotten all the stuff. I would not have gotten all the pieces for the set. I would have focused on specific ones, the very vertical ones and the windscreen pieces, and I would have missed out on a whole lot of other things. So I am personally glad to have gotten this, even though it was expensive. It was better for me to get this as a whole thing, to see how it all goes together, to see how some of these colors fit together, and to experience all of the pieces, and to now have all of the pieces for my own future custom work. And this is going to be inspiration for some sort of structure for me in the future. But I would say, if you're on the fence about this, see if you can wait. See if this will go on sale. If you can get it down, I would like to see it down in the $160 US range, 170 at the most, but yeah, 200 feels too steep. I'm still happy with it myself. So maybe I'm a little bit hypocritical in that sense. But those are my thoughts, my honest thoughts. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.